Have you ever heard of the 27 Club? You may have heard about the phenomenon, but you've never heard of the man behind the phenomenon. Now, the 27 Club is said to be a informal list of actresses, actors, athletes, actresses, actors, people that are influential who sign a contract with the devil and they only live up to the 27th year of their life because it's time to pay the piper and they pay with their life. We're going to explore the man behind the 27 Club phenomenon. Get your popcorn. Hi, my name is Noah. I am a spooky spiritualist, and on my channel, we talk about death, spiritual reparations, haunted people, places, and things, true crime, and how you can fuck around and find out. If you're not following or if you're not subscribed, I highly suggest you do so now. Before we get into this man that was said to be the originator of this whole selling your soul to the devil, let's get a little bit more into the 27 Club. Okay, so there's all these influential people that want to be successful. They sign this contract with the devil. And once they turn 27, they don't live past that. All right, so this is supposed to be something that a lot of people, present and past, have experienced, such as Amy Winehouse, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain. All of these people and more have been said to be a part of this mysterious club. Now, no one ever mentions the originator. Okay, let's get into Robert Leroy Johnson, who is said to be the first man to actually sell his soul to the devil at the crossroads. Robert Johnson was born May 8th, 1911 in Mississippi. He was born on a plantation that is in the Delta, and he had bigger aspirations of being a farmer or a sharecropper. He wanted to play the blues, and he would hound older bluegrass, blues, guitarist players to teach him how to play the guitar. Now, he was a young man, and everybody was just like, okay, no, we don't have time for that, right? So Robert didn't give up. He decided to start trying to teach himself how to play the guitar. And people around him were highly irritated with his guitar playing because it was horrible. It was terrible. And he just didn't understand why he couldn't get this facet of his life down pat. People would say things like, why do y'all let this little boy play this guitar? He's lousy. He's terrible. He literally got it so bad for his guitar playing because it was just that bad. But he didn't give up on his aspiration as a blues player or a guitarist. He decided he was going to do other things to get this miraculous talent, to acquire this talent of playing the guitar. Robert Johnson had enough of being the talk of the town, being the joke. So he left the town that he was living in. He left Mississippi, his mother, his father, his whole life that he knew, and ran off to Arkansas and different places to learn how to play this guitar. He wasn't taking no for an answer. He wanted to play the guitar and he wanted to know how to play it very, very well. Robert came back after 6 months and he was a totally different man. He smelled of confidence, exuded that said confidence, and just knew he was that guy. It was totally different from the Robert that had left them. And he knew how to play the guitar now. I'm not talking about strumming a couple notes, knowing how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. This man came back as a guitar prodigy, which was super weird to everybody around him. How do you go from playing the lousiest guitar pieces to the point of people asking you to stop to being a prodigy in 6 months? It didn't make sense. So I don't know about y'all, but I took piano 1 and 2 in high school, and I still can only play Mary Had a Little Lamb. I barely could even read music, and I took it for 2 years. Something was different about Robert Johnson. People relished at how well he could play the guitar now. He left, came back, and all of a sudden he's this ladies' man that has all this confidence, and he looks good, and he sounds good, and he smells good, and all this good stuff. But no one could put a finger on why all of this was happening. But according to some of his friends and some of his songs, he met the devil at the crossroad and sold his soul in order to play well, in order to have success. He agreed and signed a soul contract stating that he would have all of these things, but eventually he would have to pay the piper. Now, this set crossroad is supposed to lie at Route 61 and Route 49. And even today, they commemorate him selling his soul to the devil at this crossroad. Now, Robert passed away when he was 27 years old, which is just a couple of years after he had this grand mastery of the guitar. But even though he only had a short-lived career, only recorded 29 songs, and had one hit called Terraplane Blues, which sold 5,000 copies, he is said to be the greatest guitarist to ever live, which is crazy, seeing how he didn't live that long and his success was this short. He gained a lot of his success playing at juke joints. He was on the Chitlin circuit. This is where people were learning about the phenomenon that is Robert Johnson. Now, a lot of things about his life is very unclear. Some people say that he passed away from pneumonia after being poisoned by one of his lover's husbands. Other people say that he passed away from syphilis. A lot of the things that went on in Robert Johnson's life is very, very unclear, but we knew he knew how to play that guitar. If we didn't know nothing, we know that he knew how to play that guitar out of thin air. But his career was only 3 years long, passing away in 1938 at 27 years old. Let's really get into it, because some historians, even his grandchildren, are saying that this may not have been a devil pact, but something else. We have discussed a lot of West African practices, and Robert was born in a period and era where his ancestors or his mother and father could have been practicing hoodoo or voodoo. Most people that practice these things go to the crossroad because that is where Papa Legba resides. We have talked about Papa Legba in plenty of videos on TikTok. We talked about him in our last YouTube video. This is what a lot of Black historians think whenever he stated that he met the devil at the crossroads and sold his soul. That it wasn't necessarily what Westerners think whenever they say devil. Either way, Robert Leroy Johnson kicked off this whole 27 Club phenomenon, and nobody ever talks about him. And to guitarists like Jimi Hendrix, to guitarists all over the world, he was an icon because his guitar playing, his songs, the way he combined notes was out of this world. But other people speak about him being a lazy womanizer who caught syphilis because he was doing a lot back then and it killed him. I don't know if I necessarily believe that. I mean, he was young. And whenever you're young, you do young things. Okay, when you are famous, you do famous things. There's levels to all success. Either way, if you are looking to visit this historic spot, you can visit Route 49, where it crosses directly over Route 61, and see the exact spot that Robert Johnson is said to have sold his soul to the devil. Y'all do good and be good. And if you have any suggestions for what you would like me to cover next, comment down below. Y'all stay safe.